recently, I noticed that the City of Halifax has just put out a call for a new position for a manager of diversity and inclusion. So I'm extremely excited to see that for the city because it's the first time. So if you were to sit down with somebody who was going to be in that position for the first time, what would you give them some advice around priorities and strategies about what to do for the city?
Oh, you've asked a much bigger question than you think you have, because this is actually a big issue for me, in a very specific way, because the City of Calgary is not just a government, it's a very large employer. I've got 20,000 colleagues at the City of Calgary, and the second largest employer in my region, actually. And I am forever, as part of, I have to back up just a little bit. One of my proud moments during my first term was that Council unanimously endorsed a new poverty reduction strategy for Calgary called Enough for All. And a lot of that poverty reduction strategy has to do with the role of business in reducing poverty. And a lot of that has to do with poverty among minority communities and First Nations. So I have been lecturing business like you would not believe to think about how they can use their business processes to make a dent in poverty. And part of that means removing those dirty words Canadian experience from your hiring criteria. Part of it means reaching out to First Nations people and figuring out how to provide employment. And part of it means changing your supply chain and your purchasing so that you're buying goods and services from wealth-creating entrepreneurs in the community. So all of that said, I'm lecturing them forever, but I got to look in my own house. And as an employer, I think that we at the City of Calgary can do a much better job on being a diverse and inclusive workplace. And we have to, because we're a public employer. So we have to set an example. We've got to be better at this than just about anyone else in terms of hiring, promotion, retention, and so on. So I have been actually sitting down with the people in my organization who do have that title and saying, how do you do better? Because I can't be out there telling business to do it if we as an employer are not doing a terrific job on that. And so we continue to work on it. But as I say, I think that the public sector employers really have to be at the forefront. We have to show examples of how having a diverse and inclusive workplace actually leads to better results, more efficiency, and a more reflective workforce of our community and all the benefits of that. And then business, I think, will follow.